Ever since Islamic State militants began their bloody campaign in Iraq, the United States has called on the country's leaders to put aside their sectarian differences and form a new government that would unite Iraqis against the threat. On Monday, Iraqi President Fawad Massoum nominated Deputy Parliament Speaker Haider al-Abadi as new Prime Minister and gave him 30 days to form a new government, ending the divisive 8-year rule of current Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki. Although both men are members of the Shiite Dawa party, Mr. Maliki's supporters remain defiant, saying they would fight the decision. And the veteran Iraqi leader has vowed to sue the president for failing to nominate him for a third term. While not directly addressing Mr. Maliki, President Obama on Monday urged all Iraqi political leaders to work peacefully through the political process in the days ahead. Mr. Obama said he spoke with the Prime Minister-designate and pledged U.S. support for a government he says will address the grievances of all Iraqi people.
Just as the United States will remain vigilant against the threat posed to our people by ISIL, we stand ready to partner with Iraq in its fight against these terrorist forces. Without question, that effort will be advanced if Iraqis continue to build on today's progress and come together to support a new and inclusive government.
Although Prime Minister Maliki is resisting calls to step down, the lack of support from even those among his party shows that most Iraqis understand what's at stake, says Middle East expert David Pollack.
The situation suggests a transition to a new leadership that will probably be more unifying for Iraq. But even after that, they are in very, very dire straits, very, very tough position because of the threat from Daesh, from ISIS, or the Islamic State.
Pentagon officials said Monday that since August 7th, the U.S. military has carried out 15 targeted airstrikes against Islamic State, while dropping 310 bundles of food, water, and medical supplies to thousands of members of the Yazidi minority trapped by militants in Iraq's northern Sinjar Mountains. U.S. Army Lieutenant General William Mayville told reporters in Washington that airstrikes have provided time for Kurdish forces to fortify their defenses, allowing them to hold territory near Erbil and retake towns from Islamic State or ISIL militants.
We assess that U.S. airstrikes in northern Iraq have slowed ISIL's operational tempo and temporarily disrupted their advances toward the province of Erbil. However, these strikes are unlikely to affect ISIL's overall capabilities or its operations in other areas of Iraq and Syria.
Still, analyst Pollack says U.S. involvement, both militarily and providing humanitarian aid, may tip the balance against Sunni militants.
This will be a continuous effort to contain, maybe not to defeat, but at least to contain the threat from ISIS in Iraq, and we can do that.
Pentagon officials said Monday there are no current plans to expand the air campaign beyond protecting U.S. interests in Iraq. Aru Pande, VOA News, Washington.